All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Saturday. It is the first day of Kwanzaa. We celebrate unity with Umoja. And so I'm going to do something that unifies my family. We love to eat big meals at a table together. We can pick over seafood and sit and talk. So today we're going to do a seafood calabash. And basically we're going to take some seasoning, make a kind of spicy sauce, garlicky sauce. We're going to put these seafood items into a bag, and we're going to bake it on 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. So today what I have is some crab legs, some snow crab legs, some shrimp, some mussels, and these are some like split lobster tails I got from BJ's. Seafood can be expensive, but it can also be very inexpensive. As you know, the public market is a great place to buy seafood frozen. There's a lot of sales around Thanksgiving, so I actually bought these lobster pieces and the crab legs about a month ago, kept them in the freezer. Mussels are $7 a bag, and then shrimp isn't that bad either, like something like $12 a pound or something. So, you know, you can do this and do it relatively cheap, or you can spend a lot by going to a place like Juicy Seafood and buying the same thing. Over here, I have some sausage, some andouille sausage that I'm just browning. It's already smoked, so I'm just kind of heating it up and getting some char on it. I've already melted, I'm gonna apologize in advance, 6 sticks of butter over here. This is definitely not a healthy meal. And I also have some hard-boiled eggs I'm gonna use there. So I wanna get the butter all happy. I'm gonna take some garlic. This is a ton of garlic. I mean, I'm probably 20, 30 cloves of garlic. And what I would say with this recipe is do not skimp on the garlic. You can never add too much garlic to this because it's gonna really flavor all that healthy, unhealthy butter. It's also important to know that I always use unsalted butter, because some of these seasonings have salt in them, some don't, so you don't want to over salt it. So let me tell you what I have, the seasoning I put in here. It's 2 tablespoons of Old Bay seasoning, it's 2 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning, 2 tablespoons of lemon pepper, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, and another tablespoon of sweet paprika. And I use just 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. I did that because my son does not like a lot of heat, and so since I'm making this for the entire family, I am going to honor his heat level and just use 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. But normally I would do 2, 3, 4. We heat it up as much as we want. Lexi likes heat, and so does Nia, so it's not a bad thing. I'm going to add a couple dashes of, I'm a Buffalo boy, repping my bill, some Frank's hot sauce. I'll add a couple dashes of that. I've also in the past used the Frank's buffalo wing sauce in there, which is also a really good addition if you want to try that. So I'm going to let this kind of just cook, and then I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar. Sometimes I use brown sugar, sometimes I don't. It doesn't sweeten it at all, it just adds a different level, helps kind of mellow out some of the heat. And I'll just add about a teaspoon there, maybe a little less than a tablespoon of brown sugar also. All right, so I'll walk you back over here and I'll just show you again. So this is gonna just like let this cook and simmer for a little bit. So I want that butter to become a garlicky butter. And the best way to do that is to the longer the garlic sits in there, the better. When I'm making garlic mashed potatoes, for those who've watched me in the past, it's kind of the same process. I'll take the butter, put the garlic in, and let it simmer for about an hour. Not to make sure it doesn't burn, but it gets nice and clarified. All right, so the meat is good. I don't need that anymore. The eggs will be done in about 2 minutes. So let's just kind of go through, and I'll just show you exactly again what seasons I use. I used Old Bay. I used Cajun seasoning, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of lemon pepper. And this has salt in it, so you notice I'm not using salt in this dish because there's salt in the lemon pepper. I use a teaspoon of paprika and tablespoon. These are all tablespoons. Tablespoons of paprika and a tablespoon of smoked paprika. Sometimes I just do 2 of smoked. And then I use 1 tablespoon of the cayenne pepper. You can use 2 if you want a little bit spicier, but it's up to you. Since we're practicing our Umoja today and making sure that we practice unity, I didn't want to make something that my son would not eat and that Lex and I could eat just on our own. All right. So these mussels are starting to open up, which means they've been out in the air too long. All right, so into this pot, if I had ears of corn, I would, but I don't have any today. So I'm gonna just put some of these potatoes in there. I'm just gonna do 1 pot today. Is that cool? We just put it on the table and split it. I have some lobster claws, much cheaper than buying whole lobster. You can buy them in pieces and they're imperfect. Those are already pre-cooked. I'm gonna add some of these crab legs. A little trick with the crab legs, if you want, is to take the crab legs, like there, and I'll come over there to you, baby girl, and you butter the bottom of them, and then you take some Cajun seasoning, and you just sprinkle some on each piece, and you do that for each. These are just like really small crab legs. These aren't even that expensive. Or, I mean, if you want to go big and go king crab legs and spend a fortune, go ahead, do you. We just had Christmas, so we had to chop out Santa this year. So we gonna go with the snow crabs. All right, we can't go king crab this year. Santa had a little upcharge in his fees this year, and you know.
Traffic ticket and all that.
All that. We gotta make sure Santa is and give it all away. All right, so again, butter on each of these. I know I already have butter in the pot, so this is gonna be not healthy, but we wanna go in for healthy today. We can eat healthy tomorrow. You can balance it out. All right, see, I know Lex. All right, so that's some Cajun seasoning on those. Then I'm gonna add some mussels. If you see they're opening, I check them all the while, like that one there. I don't eat. Sometimes with clams, if you hit the bottom, sometimes they'll close on their own. See if that one does it. If they close on their own, like that one's closing, look at that. That means it's still alive and it's good to put in the pot. I didn't mean to do that, but show you a little trick there. So if you got shells that are open, that's how you can do it too. All right. These are just mussels again. Mussels are super cheap, but filling. I'm not gonna put them all in there because I'm gonna probably make some mussels and pasta tomorrow or something. Some shrimp in here. Shell on. It's important to leave the shell on. I'll put all these in here. All the flavor. Why did I do that, Lexi? Why did I put them in there?
That's where all the flavor is.
That's where all the flavor is, right? So I'm gonna put these sausages in there. I'm gonna let these eggs continue to cook. And then, let me just clean up a little bit here. And then this is gonna go on the bottom rack of the oven. It's really important if you put it on the bottom rack because the bag is going to expand as it cooks. So this is a turkey bag that you use on Thanksgiving to wrap a turkey. So that's just all that is, a turkey bag that you normally get. I'm gonna take it, seal it in a second. I'm gonna pour the butter that's in here on top. Now I made a lot of butter today. You can always take it, put in a different container, reheat it later for a different dish. You know, tomorrow is football, so I might leave a little to the side and go buy some more shrimp or pour it over the mussels or play with it a little bit. But you don't need all the butter that's in there, but I would say we use it. If you see the color of this, you can see all those flavors: lemon pepper, paprika, cayenne. It smells good, Lex, huh? What does it smell like?
Good.
It smells good, it's like heaven, right? Some Old Bay. That's all up in there. And then again, this is about 5 or 6 sticks of butter and a whole lot of garlic. Like again, you can't go wrong with this dish. When it comes to garlic in this dish, more the merrier. Let me just get my egg. You stay over there for a second, Lex.
We have a question.
Go for it.
Where do you purchase your seafood?
So I am super cheap for those who know me and watch me. So a lot of times I'll price shop. And so I go between BJ's Wholesale, the public market, and sometimes you can get really good deals at places like Price Right and Aldi's, depending on what you're going for and what you're using it for. If I'm like cooking something that I really want to taste the quality of the protein, like a shrimp, then I get like Gulf shrimp. You can only really get that from either Wegmans or the public market. I wouldn't get like really good shrimp. I wouldn't get shrimp from like some of those other places if it's not something that's at the star of the dish. But for this, the real star of this dish is going to be the garlic butter and the seasoning. So I'm a little less concerned about where I get the shrimp from. So I got this from like wherever I can find it the cheapest. I think that's really important not to overcommit. All right, so I'm gonna just take some of this sauce. You see how how that garlic and it's coming together like a paste. And I'm gonna just pour this on there. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. Alexa's over here shaking her head. For those of you who can see her right now, she's in heaven. Yeah, buddy. And remember, some of this is gonna steam as it cooks, so I'm gonna save some of this for tomorrow. I'm not gonna use that all. Again, I use a dash of hot sauce in there. You can put Worcestershire sauce in there. You can do essentially whatever you want to flavor that with. But those basic ingredients there, I think is gonna make you happy. So I'm gonna just take that bag. The key here is to get all the air out that you can. Because remember, the bag is gonna expand. You could tie it. I'm gonna use the tie that comes with the bag. Come on, baggy. And then I'm gonna double bag it again. What am I doing here? Oh, that's why. Duh. Not the bag.
It's like a zip tie.
Air out. Listen, man, listen. You know your daddy is not all that domesticated. And because it has...
What about the eggs is the question.
Oh, man. Good call. Who was that?
Sherry Halloway.
Hey.
Halloway.
That's right. We put the eggs in there. See? That's why we're cooking live. We're cooking live, baby. So then the eggs will go on there, too. And I'm just going to crack those open really fast. You can stay there relaxed.
You got some attentive followers.
I know, and they're smart. You see Miss Halloway?
Mm-hmm.
She is not just attentive, she's a brilliant. Look at that. Egg number 1 going in, Doc Halloway. 2 more to go. And people ask, how long do you boil eggs? 8 to 10 minutes is my preferred amount, because in the egg, the shells come right off. And you don't have the battle of the egg. You gotta like get to work and you get eat more shell and egg. All right, so 3 eggs in. Thanks, Mama Halloway. Thanks for paying attention. You get an A today. All right, let's try that again. All right. Put that in top. Struggling with this tie today. Okay, I'm just gonna double bag it because I know that there's you know, do the tie, baby girl. Mm-hmm. I know there's like pointy objects inside. You have the pointy objects lesson. All right. I'm gonna use the same pan. And then some people put butter, some people put lemons into the bag. I don't, because if you make it for a lot of people, some people just don't want their food tastes like lemon. So I'll cut them at the end and you can see the squeezer on. That goes in there. This goes in a 400-degree oven. See that there? I'm gonna set the timer for 30 and check on it, even though I think it's gonna take about 40 minutes to cook. Remember, everything in that bag is essentially cooked. The lobster's already cooked. The crab legs are already cooked. The shrimp doesn't take any time to cook, and nor does mussels. The sausage is already cooked, and so are the eggs. So you're really just heating it up and making sure that the butter is getting around all the seafood. Some people put a whole stick of butter inside. I don't think it's necessary, but if you do, try to put it on top or the middle so it melts evenly. But that is our version of the seafood calabash. Again, really simple. It's a great way to put a big pan on the table, pour all the seafood in, get some bowls and some butter, and talk a lot of trash and see who tries to eat the most shrimp first, which is usually Sean. He either counts or he tries to get more than everybody else by eating fast and quickly. So again, Old Bay, lemon pepper, paprika, cayenne, smoked paprika, tons of butter, tons of garlic, mussels, shrimp, lobster claws, crab legs, and Dewey smoked sausage and hard-boiled eggs. Everyone have a wonderful start to Kwanzaa. Enjoy. I'll post the finished product later on. Peace.